Hello, everyone, and welcome to another engaging episode of Everyday Conversations. I'm your host, Amira, and as always, I'm joined by my insightful and dynamic co-host, Khuram. How's it going today, Khuram?
Hi, Amira. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm really looking forward to today's discussion. We'll be sharing relatable slices of everyday life and, hopefully, sparking a few smiles along the way.
Absolutely. On today's agenda, we'll be diving into our daily routines, reflecting on work life, sharing hobbies, and, of course, talking about that new café we visited. We'll also touch on how small changes in routine can have a big impact on productivity and creativity. So, without further ado, let's get started. Segment 1: Sunrise Morning Routines and Productivity. And remember, it's often the simplest experiences that bring the most joy. Keep exploring and stay curious.
Mornings for me are straightforward. I start with a quick breakfast, usually toast and tea, and then I mentally prepare for the day. I like to spend about 5 minutes planning out my tasks, which really helps me stay organized. What about you, Amira?
Globe showing Europe-Africa. My mornings kick off with a bowl of cereal and a much-needed cup of coffee. Teacup with handle, it's my ritual to energize for the tasks ahead. Recently, I've also been adding a quick 10-minute meditation to my mornings. It helps me feel more centered. Speaking of starting the day, how do you feel about early morning meetings?
Early meetings can be tricky, but I don't mind them as long as they're concise and purposeful. White heavy check mark. I've noticed that when meetings have clear agendas, they can actually be a great way to kickstart the day. How about you? Do they set the tone for your day, or are they more of a hurdle?
I think it depends on the meeting. If it's focused and productive, I find it sets a positive tone. But, if it's just a long list of updates, it can feel like wasted time. Speaking of work, I heard you're really excited about the new project we've just been assigned.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic opportunity to expand our skills. Glowing star with Mr. Ahmed leading the team, I'm confident it's going to be both challenging and rewarding. He has a way of making even the most complex tasks seem approachable.
I completely agree. He's known for his strategic approach, so I'm eager to see how it unfolds. I've already started reading up on the project's key objectives to get a head start. Have you done any prep work yet?
A little bit. I reviewed the project outline and jotted down a few initial ideas. It's always helpful to brainstorm early so you're ready to contribute during the first meeting.
Segment 2: Place setting / midday recharge, lunch breaks and hobbies.
Now, let's talk about lunch breaks. Where do you usually head for a midday recharge?
I usually stick to the cafeteria. They've been adding some exciting dishes to the menu lately. Are you joining me there today?
Of course. I heard about the revamped menu, and I'm curious to see what's new. Face-savoring delicious food. It'll also give us a chance to catch up on hobbies. Did I hear you've been getting into mystery novels?
Yes, I have. It's such a fun way to unwind. Open book, there's something about solving puzzles and uncovering secrets that really keeps me hooked. What about you? Still pursuing photography?
Absolutely. Photography has become my creative outlet. Camera. I've been experimenting with different techniques, like low-light photography and capturing reflections. Weekends are my favorite time to explore new locations and practice.
That's amazing. You'll have to show me some of your work. In return, I'll recommend a great mystery book, The Silent Patient. It's gripping from start to finish. I couldn't put it down.
Deal. Photos for book recommendations. It's a win-win. Handshake. Speaking of hobbies, have you ever tried combining reading and exercise? Like listening to audiobooks while walking?
I haven't, but that's such a great idea. It sounds like a productive way to relax and stay active. I'll have to give it a try. What about you? Do you listen to podcasts or music while photographing?
Sometimes. When I'm editing photos, I like to listen to instrumental music. It really helps me focus. While shooting, though, I prefer silence so I can really connect with the environment.
Segment 3, Teacup with Handle Evening Escapes, Café Conversations. Let's fast forward to the end of the workday. Do you remember that new cafe we checked out?
Oh, absolutely. It had such a welcoming vibe. The cappuccino I ordered was spot on. How was the latte you tried?
It was fantastic. And that chocolate cake we shared was next level. Slice of cake exploring new spots like that is such a treat. It's not just about the food, it's the whole experience of being in a cozy setting and unwinding after a busy day.
Couldn't agree more. Let's make it a tradition, monthly cafe explorations paired with good conversations. White heavy check mark. I've actually started keeping a list of places I want to try. Maybe next time, we can go somewhere with a rooftop view.
I love that idea. There's something so refreshing about stepping out of routine and trying something new. And a rooftop cafe sounds perfect for a change of scenery. Do you have any favorites in mind?
There's one downtown that's known for its panoramic city views. I've been meaning to check it out. Maybe we can go this weekend?
Let's do it. And while we're there, we can brainstorm ideas for our next podcast episode. I feel like being in inspiring spaces always sparks creativity. Segment 4, Books Professional Growth, Workshop Insights. Before we wrap up, let's touch on that workshop we attended last week. How prepared were you going into it?
Pretty prepared, I'd say. I had my notebook ready and was eager to absorb as much as possible. The presenter did a phenomenal job keeping us engaged. His use of real-world examples made the concept so much easier to grasp.
I agree. I took so many notes, especially during the Q&A session. Electric light bulb. Those practical insights are going to be so helpful for our current project. I also loved how interactive it was. It wasn't just a lecture.
Absolutely. Workshops like these are invaluable. They are a great way to grow both professionally and personally. Chart with upward trend. I think we should recommend it to our colleagues who couldn't attend.
Definitely. Knowledge sharing is such an important part of growth. Maybe we can even host a mini-session to share the key takeaways with our team.
That's a great idea. It would be a good opportunity to discuss how we can implement those strategies in our work.
Closing segment, microphone final reflections. Well, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us on Everyday Conversations. We hope you enjoyed this dive into the small but meaningful moments that shape our days.
And remember, it's often the simplest experiences that bring the most joy. Keep exploring and stay curious.
Until next time, take care, stay inspired, and have an amazing day. Glowing star.